Hello there, cats and kittens, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, so if that is your jam, then you might want to consider doing that subscribe thing. In this video, I am sharing with you something I never thought I'd be talking about in a video. It's a product that women use at a particular time in their life. They don't use it when they're a girl. Then they need this product, and they need this product for a few days each month. And over time, there's a point in their life when they don't need the product anymore. Have you guessed what it is? Oh, I can't believe I'm going to talk about this. I'm talking sanitary napkins. Yes, that's what I said. I am talking shilling sanitary napkins MLM style. Can you believe it? I know I can't. It's a bit horrifying, but we're going to get into that. If you would like to support me as an anti-MLM creator, the very best way you can do that is through my Patreon. There'll be a link to that in the description. I have 3 tiers. They're just all really super, reasonable and all that, ranging from $1 to $10 a month, and literally any amount helps. It helps me, get better and keep doing this, because let me tell you, putting out content, you may or may not know this, it takes some effort. It's a thing, it really is. So anyway, are you ready to get into this topic? I don't know if I am. I can't believe I'm going to talk to you about this, but you know what? Why not? Because this is a thing. It's just one of those things I didn't think that would ever be sold through an MLM, and yet I found it. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? I'm going to have to just kind of tell this to you like a story, because I really don't know how else to do it, because really it's very twisted. It's not straightforward. You can't just find this info easily. It's just bizarre. Okay. I can't believe I'm going to talk about this. So there's this guy, Todd Smith, and apparently he was with this MLM called Longevity, and he was like a top dude, making the money, that sort of thing, recruiting people and all of that. Well, there was some kind of fallout and he left. In fact, a bunch of the top people left. Now, when he left, he formed this other company called Wakaya Perfection, and he partnered up with someone that you may be familiar with this guy, or at least a product that this guy has been, creating. This dude is David Gilmour, and David created Fiji Water. Okay, he's the founder of Fiji Water. He didn't create the water, he was like an investor and stuff. And you've probably seen Fiji Water, in the stores and stuff. And you probably know people that drink it. Maybe you drink it yourself. I don't know. So anyway, they created this, Wakaya Perfection, which yes, is MLM. Now there's a lot of stuff when it comes to Wakaya that it just doesn't really seem to be on the up and up, so to speak. There's some fallout. For instance, there was this dude. So there's been stuff going on with Wakaya that's been on the, shady side. So there was this one guy who was I think it was called a founding ambassador or something. You know how these companies are. They give you these little special names and stuff. And if you saw my video on the Sheffield group, which teaches people how to create their own MLMs, there are ways to get people into the beginning of an MLM that can recruit and all of that. So I think he was probably one of those people. Anyway, his name is Andre Vaughn, and Andre Vaughn was sentenced to prison for basically committing bankruptcy fraud. And his sentencing happened on June 18th of 2019. Well, there's been a lot of messiness with Wakaya. Specifically, there was a lawsuit filed by Longevity because remember, like I said, there were people who were at the top of Longevity that left. That just kind of there was this mass exodus sort of a thing. So Longevity was not down with that. They were, pretty upset. So they slapped a lawsuit on Wakaya. Now, in terms of Andre, the story goes that allegedly he was, doing some like backroom deals back when he was with Longevity and stuff. And, I have a feeling there were other people doing that too. Now, his wife, Monique, she did not get a prison sentence. She got probation for, it was, I think, 2 or 3 years probation, something like that. So yeah, there's, that going on in association with all of this. It's just, it's like, a soap opera sort of a thing, Now, I don't know about you, but just, when I started looking at all this, my head was just spinning. So maybe your head is spinning too, that there's so much, I just feel like it's people out on the playground slinging dirt at each other and getting all upset and, just infighting over something. Now, I get it. Like if I was Longevity and, I'm not, but, if a bunch of people left, that would be a bit alarming. But the thing is, that happens with MLMs all the time. Back in 2017, when I was like really hunting with Beachbody, there was a mass exodus then, and people left to go to direct sellers. Now, I don't think a lawsuit was ever slapped on anyone or anything like that, but I'm just saying this is not something that's uncommon for people to leave, for people to, join forces with someone else when there's, a new up and coming opportunity. Now, in November of 2018, Wakaya Perfection teamed up with the Inspire Network. So it gets better. Do you see what I mean? Soap opera. The Inspire Network had been the exclusive distributor of Cherish Sanitary Pads. Yeah, I said it. It looks like that Cherish was sold off to Wakaya because it was on the rocks, or the Inspire Network was. It's really not clear. So, if I get some of this wrong, sorry. It's like I said, it's just not, really out there. So finding the information, it's a bit dicey. So you know what? If I'm wrong on something, I'm wrong on something, and you can let me know. The only executive to be confirmed to be part of this Inspire thing is Spencer W. Iverson. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's others out there. Maybe you find information. I don't know. But he's credited as being the founder and the president. Here are a couple of quotes that I found. The Cherish brand of products are the perfect door opener as they are competitively priced and applicable to nearly 100 million Americans monthly, remarked Inspire co-founder and global director of sales, Demond Coleman. Wakaya Perfection president, William Androli, followed with Inspire and Wakaya joining forces is the ultimate 1-2 punch for anyone concerned about their well-being and the negative impact from the abundance of toxins in our world today. When somebody first told me about Cherish, it was a few months ago, and I believe they sent me a video, and I'm going to share this with you because you gotta see this, you just gotta see it. But it was a man talking about the absorbency of these sanitary pads and how they would help women's health and that sort of a thing. And, it made me uncomfortable. Now, you can say I'm a sexist. You can go ahead and say that if you want. I don't think so, but I want to share this with you. Okay, back in the day, like in my early 20s, something like that. And even before then, I had horrible cramps. Awful, awful, awful cramps. I remember one morning I got up out of bed and literally collapsed on the floor. Now, back at this time, I didn't have a specialist. I was going to probably the gynecologist I went to was somebody that my mom recommended or something. But I can remember this man looking at me and just basically patting me on the head. He didn't pat me on the head, but that's what it felt like. You're a woman, you're just going to have to deal with this. Well, the thing is, I ended up having endometriosis and a non-connecting rudimentary horn, which meant part of my uterus was hanging off somewhere that it shouldn't be. And I found this out because because I did find a specialist, and back then there wasn't Google, there wasn't the internet. I had to just look things up. So I found someone who specialized in endometriosis, Dr. Vesey Buttram, who I think he is now deceased. He was amazing. And when this was found out about my body, he told me after the operation that basically people came to look at what was going on inside of my body because it was unusual. So I'm saying all of this because to me, men talking about sanitary pads just seems weird. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to trust my girlfriends over some rando dude talking about, how these are good for you. Does that make sense to you? I mean, I can remember switching brands because my girlfriend told me something like was really good, and it doesn't matter what I used or anything like that, but I was loyal to what I used. And you know what was great about it? I could go to the store and get it, but we're going to get into more aspects of this. First, I want you to check out some of the videos I found about these Cherish pads. So back when Cherish was with Inspire, there were several different items. The only one that I have found with Wakaya is the Cherish sanitary pads. Now, maybe these other products are interwoven in there and I just didn't look far enough because I was just so fascinated by the pads. So here's what, you can see about the products. And I'm just going to read this to you and you're going to look at some random images because that's how I roll. Cherish sanitary pads includes negative ion technology, which has been proven to balance pH and hormone levels, helps protect against germs and bacteria, helps to reduce inflammation, fights against vaginal irritations and infections, and reduces unwanted odors. $6.40 for a pack of 8 pads. That's a lot for, only 8 pads, in my opinion. What do you think? Then there was this stuff called Empower Testosterone Booster Plus. Has all the critical nutrients needed to boost testosterone levels for any man. $79.99 for 120 capsules. Max Life Prostate Care Plus, the best natural solution for men suffering from BPH and prostasis. Anyway, that other thing. And it's $79.99. Doesn't tell you how many capsules. Then there is Total Recall Memory Booster. Contains 5 of the best known mental enhancers to brighten brain function and restore brain power. $79.99 for 60 capsules. Then there is Taboo for Him, a male sexual enhancement based on the same natural composition of the chemicals used in Viagra and Cialis. No pricing included with that. And am I going to trust that? Really? Sweetest for Her, doctor formulated and gynecologist approved to help women get back on track with their sexual health. No pricing on that either. Moving on. Back in 2017, Procter & Gamble challenged the advertising claims that were made by Inspire for their Cherish pads. Now, what I'm going to do is read to you the various things that were challenged, and I think you might see why, all of this is a bit problematic. I had to put on my glasses. What can I say? Sometimes you just can't see as well as you'd like. All right, so let's get to the claims. Tampons and pads with odor neutralizers and artificial fragrances are virtually a chemical soup laced with artificial colors, polyester, adhesive, PET, a whole bunch of other things, contaminants linked to hormone disruption, cancer, birth defects, dryness, and infertility. Cherish is far safer than anything on the market and will save lives. That's a pretty bold claim that a sanitary pad is going to save lives. I don't know. That makes me just kind of go, seriously, you just said that? Isn't that kind of like a medical claim? If you want to minimize all kinds of health issues like migraines, heavy cramps, uterine fibroids, vaginal itching and inflammation, cervical inflammation and cancer, and others listed on the last page of whatever this thing is, then watch the video listed on the last image. So there's a website. I'm not going to give you the website or anything. Maybe I should check that out and let you know what it's all about. Thoughts? Anyway, that's a lot of stuff. I've had migraines, and I'm sorry, I don't think any pad in this world is going to reduce my migraine. Maybe I'm just nuts. Maybe it does all of that. I highly doubt it. Infused with negative ions are anti-inflammatory reducer. Negative ions in strip decrease cramps and kill bacteria, so no more odor, no more cramps, no more odor. Thousands of testimonies, balance the pH, builds the immune system in every pad. Now, I'm going to tell you this because these Cherish pads are available on Amazon and the reviews are mixed. They're either way positive or these are terrible. So I'm kind of thinking that the way positive ones are going to be, Huns or related to a Hun or something like that. And then the negative ones, a lot of times if I see something negative about a restaurant or whatever, it may not be the full truth. It could be, that one day. But we're talking about something that you use on the monthly, and that is something that you want to be effective, especially if it's making all these claims. So I'll let you, if you desire, go check out and see that what they've said. It's, really kind of like, I wouldn't want to use these. Cherish premium sanitary napkins include negative ion technology, which has been proven to balance pH and hormone levels, helps protect against germs and bacteria, helps to reduce inflammation, fights against vaginal irritations and infection, and reduces unwanted odor. Totally dry. That's another claim. We've gotten the most comfortable pad in the world. Now, you know what? Truth be told, let's be honest, ladies. What pad is truly comfortable? There's not going to be a pad in the world that you could be like, wow, that sure feels good. Quite frankly, anything down there during that time is just not much fun, Now, to join Wakaya, you only need to spend $49.95 to get the Ambassador Startup Kit. The cost is reduced to $25 if you purchase the CBD Paradise Pack. You see, this whole Paradise Pack, that's an add-on. That's something that you really kind of need to, get started. These Paradise Packs range from about $300 to $750. We'll be taking a look at some of that stuff in a bit. Now, it is optimal to get others to sign up with Paradise Packs. That way, when you have a Paradise Pack, you can take advantage of the rest of the ways that you can earn income, with Wakaya. There is also an annual fee of $35. And by the way, those Ambassador Startup Kits, there's no volume points for that. So when people just buy that, you want them to buy something else so that you can get volume points. I try to find something that clearly and simply explains their compensation plan. But to me, it was all just a circus, and I don't want those lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, in my life, They say you don't have to, buy a product and there's no minimum purchase requirement or any of that, but you do need those 80 personal volume points each and every month. Now, you earn this PV, which you see up at the top where it has Ambassador, Active, Coral, and then other points across that. You earn this PV with retail customer sales and your personal monthly purchase. Kind of sounds like to me, if you want to be active and you're on the struggle bus because nobody wants what you're shilling, that you need to keep buying something so that potentially you can earn money in these various different ways, because they have like 7,000 different ways you can earn money. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but really when I was looking at this, I just really, my brain melted. Now, there is no retail volume qualifier. However, that ADPV, guess what? And they say they're different. They really do. On the website, they talk about that they're different. But then again, every MLM claims to be different, and guess what? They're not. But you can meet that ADPV with auto ship. Does that sound familiar to you? Or is it me? Maybe I am really the crazy one. Let me know. And then also there is this thing called group volume. And guess what? Oh my gosh, you can meet that when you recruit others to be distributors, and they in turn get on auto ship. Now, they use this thing called a 2x4 matrix. And this is an image that I found. And when I look at this to me, a 2x4, this doesn't look like 2x4 to me. I mean, okay, I see one at the top and a whole bunch at the bottom. I see 4 levels. That I do see, but the 2x4 part, maybe they're talking about the 2 people underneath you and then how that keeps splitting. Maybe that's what they're referring to, but this looks very familiar. Is it just me? I mean, again, is this just me? So anywho, you work off of this matrix thing, okay? There is also residual commissions, and there is leadership infinity commission. There is generational commission and a car bonus and a bonus pool. Can you see why trying to figure out that insanity? I just was like, you know what? I'll throw a link in there in the video description. And if you want to go check it out and figure it out, knock yourself out, because I just gave up. There is also recruitment commissions paid out when people get Paradise Pack, packs, So doesn't that straight up sound like it is chain recruitment? It's just exhausting trying to unravel their knot. And here you go. Quite frankly, I would rather get a Q-tip and clean the tile grout in my home, and every single room where I live has tile. Does that give you an idea of how much trying to figure out their compensation plan drove me nuts? Okay, I wanted to show you some of these Paradise Packs, okay? Now up here at the top left, that is that whole welcome kit, the Ambassador welcome kit that you pay $49.95 to get. But then, you need to get that 80 PV because you get no PV for that. So you need to buy something else. And here you go. A whole bunch of different ones to choose from, because they sell stuff other than, just the Cherish Sanitary pads. And I'm not going to get into all these other things that they sell. They're basically a health and wellness MLM. If you so desire, go check it out. I mean, they're not going to have anything that's all that remarkable that you can't get from any other MLM, or horror of horrors, go to GNC, go somewhere else, and avoid an MLM, because, I'm not pro MLM. Hello, this is hashtag AntiMLM channel, Anyway, this Wakaya Perfection, their products can be found both on Amazon and the Home Shopping Network. And, here's the thing. And this sounds so familiar. Wakaya Perfection products appear to have been marketed by the company for a number of years prior to them launching an MLM. That's exactly what Beachbody did. They had all of their workout programs marketed, on what do you call infomercials? Yeah, that's what you call them, infomercials, for a while before they went to MLM. And it really kind of makes me think that they had that in their hip pocket, but they're never going to come out and say that publicly. So in effect, Wakaya is then competing against anyone who signs up, since you can get these products on Amazon and also on the Home Shopping Network. Much like with Beachbody, you don't have to go through a coach. You can get them other places. I mean, Beachbody sells stuff on Amazon as well. This is not an uncommon practice. So why would you go through an individual to get the products when you can go get them yourself if you're so inclined? But because they're attached to MLM, it's just hashtag just say no. Now, these Cherish panty liners, they have 4 different kinds. They have just the regular panty liner. They have some for day use. They have night use and overnight use. I'm not really sure. What is the difference between night use and overnight use? I mean, is night use when you go out on the club, and then overnight use is like, oh boy, I'm tired, I'm going to bed now. What is that? Anyway, they say that they have 8 layers of protection. Now, this is going to come into play later because, spoiler alert, there's another company. It appears as if this whole Inspire type thing is trying to rebrand itself, or at least the person who started selling these things over here in the States is trying to rebrand themselves in some way. And here's another spoiler alert. There's a company in Southeast Asia that sells these same things just under a different name. That's why this is going to be a 2-parter. I just can't fit it all in one video. Now, I want you to look at this. We're going to zoom on in here because you can get, that 80 PV. If it is more than 80 that you're getting from this, you get the 24-pack bundle of the Cherish Sanitary pads. But who really needs all of that? Do you really need to get that much stuff for 1 month? And there's not that many of them in there. Now, they say you only need to use like 2 a day or something insane like that. And I don't care how dry something would be making me feel. I would think it would just be icky to wear something, for like 12 hours. That just sounds nasty to me. Let me know your thoughts. Now, remember, originally there was an MLM that was all about just these sanitary napkins, and they were sold off to this company, Wakaya Perfection, where you can get them. But then you can go to Amazon or you can go to the Home Shopping Network. You really don't need to go through a distributor. Hello. But anyway, so I mean, somebody was shilling sanitary pads, just that, no other product. I'm trying to get my head around this. And the thing is, I've seen a lot of men who were, ambassadors, distributors. They were shilling sanitary pads. And I mean, okay, great. But I'm just saying, as a woman, I'm going to trust another woman to talk to me about sanitary napkins. I don't care how educated you are. I don't care about the demonstration you can do. I want to talk woman to woman. Maybe that's just me. Let me know, what do you think? Would you want some dude trying to shill you a sanitary pad? Would you be convinced what a man says to you about a sanitary pad? And let's just say, for some reason, that you decided that you're going to start shilling them too. Okay, so how do you do this, right? How do you do this? I mean, granted, you can go to your girlfriends, you can go to your mom, you can go to your aunts, you can go to those people in your network and talk to them, because honestly, I remember this happening very, very distinctly. My dear friend Michelle, may she rest in peace, she died of brain cancer. I miss her terribly. That's a side note. I am totally digressing. But anyway, I remember that she told me of a particular tampon to use, and I started using that tampon, and then I didn't use anything else because she was right. She told me how great it was. I don't remember what all she said, but whatever it was, and maybe I borrowed one from her one day when I was at her mom's or something, because we'd go to LaGrange and hang out. Ruby's place was always so relaxing. I miss going there. Okay, I'm digressing again. But anyway, I mean, I would trust somebody that I know, even if, I worked with someone and another woman told me, wow, like you're in the bathroom and you know how girls talk in the bathroom. And sometimes you do need to borrow something because all of a sudden it's that time and you weren't really expecting it. I know you've had that happen to you. I know it happened to me. And there you are, you're caught off guard. And if there's another woman in the bathroom, you're going to say, hey, do you have a tampon? Do you have a pad? Do you have something? Because another woman most likely will have something, so they'll give it to you. And perhaps it's not the brand you use, but maybe you use something that they offered you and you're like, wow, that's really good. And so you'd get some yourself. Does that making sense? So I'm kind of thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to say this out loud? So, after you run out, oh, ouch, my eye itches. So after you run out, what do you do? Do you go to the movie theater and instead of like seeing movie after movie, you hang out in the bathroom and then you hope a woman comes in there and needs a sanitary pad? Is that what you do? Or you go to a restaurant and you like hang out in the bathroom a little bit longer than you should because you're waiting for other women to come in there so you can just whip out a sanitary pad in case they need one and be like, oh, I have something that's fantastic. Do you need a liner? Do you need a day? Do you need night? Gee, what time of day is it? Oh, you need a night one, but look, I have an overnight one too. You need to try that. Is that what you're doing? I mean, how do you approach people to sell them sanitary pads? I genuinely am curious because, my mind just goes to weird places. Or you go to a bar or a club and then you hang out in the bathroom there. Or you just start talking to random women. I mean, how do you do that? Now, granted, there is social media these days, but if some random woman on Instagram started talking about sanitary pads, would you think, wow, I'm going to get in touch with her. I'm going to try what she's recommending because look, she sure looks happy with her sanitary pad use. I mean, it blows my mind. It just doesn't make sense. And definitely if I'm somewhere and a guy is offering me a sanitary pad, granted, I don't need them anymore. Thank goodness. But if some dude did offer me a pad and I needed it, that would just feel awkward, completely and utterly awkward. All of this is just bizarre. But guess what? Like I said, because I did give you the spoiler alert, this leads into another company. And I will be doing a video on that company, plus what I found out that is in Southeast Asia as well, because it didn't originate here. Okay. Demand, I hope I got his name right, if I remember correctly. No, he found something in Southeast Asia. So we're going to look at that and we're going to compare everything because it goes back to you don't have to go through an MLM to get a product. It's really as simple as that, just saying. If you like this video, give it, that thumbs up thing and make sure that you do hit subscribe so that each and every single time I upload a new video. Leave a comment too. All of that stuff helps my stuff be seen more. And if you've been in an MLM, maybe you tried to shill Cherish pads. I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to come in here and tell me like it was the most fabulous experience. I kind of doubt it, I just really do. And maybe it's a good thing that they have other products to offer besides the pads. Oh, wait, they did have those different pills. But, I'm a little bit, not so good on all that, just all of it. It just seems so weird to me. Anyway, there will be a follow-up. And like I said, if you have been in MLM and you are like, yeah, I'm so over this, make sure that you do file with the FTC. There is a link to how to do that in the description. And I also made a video. It's somewhere in one of my playlists, and you're smart, you can find it too. If you need help, you can probably ask someone, where is this? Just, look for it. You'll find it. You're smart. But anyway, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And today I hit 2,000 subscribers. So that means I'm going to do another Ask Me Anything video. So you can leave a question for me here because I will check it out. There is also a post on my community tab that I said once I hit 2,000, I'll do another Ask Me Anything. So you can leave something for me there. And, look for that, and also look for part 2 so that I can give you more information about, an up and coming sanitary pad MLM. And remember, change starts now.